Rich Campbell and Dan Wiederer here at Lambeau Field as the Bears lose, Dan, 35-14 to the Packers on Thursday night. A really ugly game, another stinker, blowout, embarrassment. Pick your description. Just a really bad loss that sends the Bears reeling into this little 10-day break they had before the Vikings game. And really, after 4 turnovers by Mike Glennon, the talk about Mitch Trubisky playing is only going to get louder.
Yeah, here's my description of this game. Redundant, right?
Yeah.
How many times have we come into this stadium and watched the Bears leave with an embarrassing loss? This was one of those. 35-14, as you mentioned. 4 turnovers by quarterback Mike Glennon. His time's up. I don't know how else to say it. You figured the Bears could stick to their plan with Mitch Trubisky and bring the rookie along at the pace they wanted to. But at this point, you're in danger of losing the entire locker room. A game like this where the turnovers just added up and added up, you have no choice but to seriously consider that change right now. However unideal it is, this is the time.
Hurry up and get ready, Mitch. I mean, hurry up.
Hurry
up.
It is.
I mean, I agree with you that it just seems like there's nothing left to see from Glennon. But as we've said, it's not about that. It's about the future, and it's such a hard balance. We've said this a couple times.
Yeah.
It was up to Mike Glennon to make this plan work.
Yeah.
He's failing.
He's failed.
Yes. It just can't continue like this. And to your point about the locker room, you're starting to feel that change. Just another round of turnovers, and you start to feel that sense of hopelessness and the lack of confidence setting in.
And the only way to change it is to inject some form of hope. And you could feel it in that visiting locker room tonight, that there was this sense of deflation that certainly we didn't feel in any of the previous 3 games, and particularly coming off a win Sunday against the Steelers. It was discouraging, and the Bears have a lot of ground to make up. You sort of realize that every time you come to Lambeau Field and you watch Aaron Rodgers, a good quarterback who has stabilized the franchise for a long time now, and you watch him sling it around and you watch his teammates feed off that. Look, he was without his 2 offensive tackles. He was without his top 2 running backs. It was a patchwork offense. He still threw 4 touchdown passes and chewed the Bears up in every which way. And so you see the discrepancy, right? Here's a franchise that's got their quarterback succeeding and stable, and here's a franchise that doesn't. Where's the gap in the division? You saw it tonight. Yeah,
and one thing I think we've come to appreciate about Mike Glennon through the 4 games he's played is that he is willing to explain the turnovers. He's willing to take responsibility for them. And so we heard one by one. He went through them tonight, and whether it was the first snap of the game, him holding on to the ball too long, or the interception he threw intended for Marcus Wheaton, where he just didn't let the route evolve. Didn't let the route evolve. Glennon is shouldering a lot of these turnovers, and really, it does help in terms of our evaluation from the outside without getting to see Mitch Trubisky in practice, but you understand that Glennon is just absolutely not getting it done. Brought in here to manage games, protect the ball, just failing. Well, he has an F.
It's 8 turnovers in the last 3 games, and when you know that the inevitable decision at some point is to go to Mitch Trubisky, at this point, you're putting too many people's jobs and livelihoods and career aspirations on the line to continue with the status quo. And so the discussions will be very serious. They will be probably very lengthy at Hallis Hall in the coming days, and we'll see which way they turn. Obviously, the Bears are never all that forward or quick in revealing the decision they come to, so it'll be interesting to see the timeline on this and where they go with this long gap now between tonight's loss and their next game, which is a Monday nighter 10 days from now against the Vikings at Soldier Field.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with anything you said there, except to just add this is a little bit of a different decision, obviously, than, for example, a different linebacker coming up to play or something. This is the future. This is the guy the fans have been waiting for. It's the guy Ryan Pace has been waiting for.
Yeah.
And if they are going to roll him out, then they've got to explain the change in their plan. They've got to explain the misevaluation of Mike Glennon, which is apparent that has occurred at this point. And then we'll see where the Bears go forward from here, but it's going to be an interesting 10 days.
It's going to be an interesting 10 days, and look, you're through the first quarter of the season, and once again, you're a team in last place at 1-3 and struggling, right? They've been 1-3 at the quarter point of each of John Fox's 3 seasons and have never spun out of it, right? And so this is where we are. And so the only storyline to follow from here is Mitch Trubisky, and we'll see when we get the opportunity to take that forward a step.
Yeah, you say redundant, and you just feel it on press row watching these games like we've been here before, and we really have. Stay tuned to ChicagoTribune.com all through the weekend into next week as we follow the Bears quarterback storyline, Danny Trevathan possibly being suspended for his illegal hit tonight. A lot to get at as the Bears try to pull themselves up. For Dan Wiederer, I'm Rich Campbell. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.